YouTube to a special ranting episode of the culture of currency. Today we will be talking about something in coinage in general that really chaps my hide. I call this the royal pain. I, of course, will need to know if you agree with me or if I am some kook who looks for reasons not to like things. So please comment below if you are with me on this, neutral, or against my thoughts on this topic. Now let's dive in. I have selected 20 or so coins from my collection. Take a look, if you will, at these coins. What do you see as a common denominator? I will give you 10 seconds to look them over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I hope you found some things. Yes, they are silver coins, and yes, they represent areas of the world. Let's turn these coins over and try again. 10 seconds on the clock, and go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Now you see a different picture, don't you? Let's talk history for just a second and talk about what you just saw and see if you can't connect some dots with me. If you're watching this video, odds are you've held a coin at some time in your life. It could have been a penny, quarter, a shilling, or maybe even a Canadian maple leaf. Coins of the world have had patterns going back for millennia, having art or text of some kind displayed on them. We know this. What we might not have thought about is why coins are always like this. Why do they have this pattern, and why do they keep these same traditions? In ancient times, coins were not the only way of transacting. You could easily ride a donkey into a market and sell or trade that donkey, maybe leave with, let's say, 2 lambs and some food. For this episode, however, coins are going to be our baseline for chat. Coins in ancient times had features on them that signified the land from which they hailed. Oftentimes, it could be something like, the head of state, or a pharaoh, or any other leader in the nation that came from. Like this. This is Alexander the Great on a coin. On the back, we would see a theme or symbol of the land, like this sketch. This is an old sketch from a coin that has the owl of Athena, obviously showing relations to old Greek culture. These coins and many coins today follow the same convention of obverse and reverse coin traditions. There are instances where breaks in tradition were made, however, such as in the Byzantine era, where we saw the face of Jesus Christ on many coins rather than the leaders of the nation, which causes a little bit of changes in other ways, such as the Caliph Abd al-Malik, who broke with the Byzantine tradition and created Islamic-themed coins around 695, eventually leading to many Islamic coins converting to text rather than images. Fast forward to modern times. As you saw in my demonstration, some areas of the world still have monarch-faced coins, which is okay to a degree depending on the coin's origin. You see, today coins are readily accepted as medium of value exchange. We see some coins like the euro having a face value that is locked into whatever inflation trend is going on at the time, or we see coins like the silver eagle that is locked into what is the going rate for silver plus or minus premiums. We no longer have the same needs as the ancients. When we travel to other lands, we often pay for goods using the currency of the land rather than foreign currencies. Obviously, there are some places, on border cities where you have 2 different currencies going on. Even in the bullion world, what is on the coin only makes up a small part of the value. What is in the coin, the composition, the metals, are what's the accepted value. So if you have a gold coin, what's the going rate for gold? If you have a silver coin, what's the going rate for silver? There are exceptions to the rule, of course, such as minting errors and things like that manipulate the value more than the standard minted metal. This being said, we have some coinage breaking with traditions of old and some that are not. Here's an example. The euros have many nations represented. Therefore, having the face of a country's leader on one side would simply not be accepted. Therefore, there are many themes on many coins highlighting the great areas of the countries represented by the euro. If you saw my last video over the flying fish of Tucolo, you know where I'm going with this. Here we have a selection of coins from around the world. Each of these coins hails from a different nation for the most part, but all have the Queen of England upon them, often taking up the entire side of the coin. I understand that the Queen is the head of the state for all territories under her flag, but that does not mean that you have to dedicate the whole side to her. I think it does a giant disservice to the culture of the people and lands outside of England to just have the Queen and that's it. I believe a balance should and could be struck, because some coins already have deviated from tradition so that they could add elements from their homeland while still showing that the Queen is the head of state in their area. Here are a couple of examples. The 30-year anniversary of the Kookaburra. Queen is there, but it's not the focus. The flying fish of Tuvalu. The Queen is there, but we also have a Polynesian border as well as a national symbol under the Queen. These are a couple examples where we can look at the coin and see that they hail under the Queen's banner, but are independent nations with their own stories to tell. If I lined up these Queen-centered coins and were to hide any text that had the name of a nation, it would become evident that only the coins with elements beyond the Queen stand out and have any indication of where they come from. One of the mints that puts out a ton of different coins and is a giant in neglecting to recognize their own culture on the front of their coins is the Perth Mint of Australia. I know some of you from Australia watch my videos. Tell me what you think about this. How much better would it be if the front of your coins had Australian elements around your Queen? There needs to be some national pride associated with these. After all, if Australia played England in a rugby match, they wouldn't just shake hands and not play because they're both under the Queen. No. They would smack each other in the mouth the entire match because their nation's pride is on the line. Here's another example, the British Virgin Islands. This is a beautiful coin on one side, but there's almost no heritage or marketing for these awesome islands. When I see the coin, I learn nothing about the island or its culture. Nothing about the coin tells me that I'm missing out by not visiting. Point blank, these coins can and should be excellent at telling a story about the nation and its people. This coin just does not do it. There are 3 coins out of these 20 or so that I am okay with just having the Queen, and they are the 3 coins actually hailing from England: the Britannia, the Royal Coat of Arms, and the Lunar Rat. All of these fall within the category that I'm okay with. There is one that's kind of on the periphery. There I could see some significance added, but it's also incorporated in my mind in England, and that is the Puffin of Alderney, because that is a channel island that is off the coast of England and France. So that doesn't really bother me, basically because it's under the umbrella of mainland Britain. There were a couple of these coins, as you saw, that I think did a good or fantastic job at adding cultural elements to their coin while still showing their beloved Queen. They are the Marlin of the Cayman Islands, the Flying Fish of Tuvalu, the 30th anniversary of the Kookaburra, the Leopard of Ghana, and the Australian Kangaroo. The only reason I put the kangaroo here is that I think it can be argued that the border is an Aboriginal type pattern. The Leopard of Ghana still kind of baffles me. It's a beautiful Queen-centered coin with the leopard rosettes in the background, but what influence does the Queen still have in Ghana? You tell me. So, that makes about 7 out of the 20 selected who got it right. We only get 2 sides and an occasional rim to expose a country's history, culture, or people. If you come from any of these nations, I urge you to please contact your country's authorities in charge of this and let them know that your country should be represented in some way on both sides of the coin. All in all, I think this will also differentiate these coins and add a little bit of a marketing element to the territory and further the desire for purchase of these coins. Please remember to comment below so that you show me if you agree with me that there are changes that need to be made in these coins that we love. Let's hope for a brighter future with a renewed love for these coins and the countries they come from. That is it for this episode of The Culture of Currency. Please remember to subscribe so that you can stay classy and current with the culture of currency.